Welcome to WeLearn Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 9, Life Skill Education, Role of Home, School and Media. Topics which we are going to cover in this session are Introduction, Importance of Sexual Health Education, Role of Home in Sexual Health Education, Role of Schools and School Teachers in Sexual Health Education, Role of Mass Media in Sexual Health Education. Coming towards the first topic, that is the introduction. In India, sex education is yet to be valued socially. Parents and teachers are often hesitant to provide sex education to adolescents. This attitude prevents adolescents from acquiring a proper understanding of sexuality, of their responsibilities as growing individuals, and ways to know how to communicate with the opposite sex. Boys and girls lack the requisite knowledge about their own body, sex organs, and their functions. Similarly, there is a need for them to know the reproductive system of the opposite sex. Importance of sexual health education. The importance of sexual health education is to educate cannot be overemphasized in the modern society. The mass media and experience tell us regularly about various problems caused by misconceptions regarding the sex. Many of these misconceptions occur as people get wrong information from unreliable sources. Some of these sources are peer group, friends, mass media, and even parents. At times, these sources themselves are ignorant and have wrong knowledge about the sex. Many media observers point out that other relevant issues are neglected. It is also to be accepted that modern societies has some characteristics which allows the media to manipulate the issues related to sex. Some of these factors are the delayed marriage of man and woman in modern societies, urbanization, migration for the purpose of education and employment, increasing percentage of women in employment sector, etc. There has been also a change in value system of the modern society. The control of collectives over the individual is lessening and person is given autonomy and freedom. Importance of sexual health education in family. Definitely, such a revolution has separated sex from matrimony and love from family. It has also separated sex from life of unitary dimensions and from within the conjugal act of procreation, thus providing a background in support of abortions, contraception, and promiscuity. This so-called revolution has had political implications as well. It has become now an ideology which has made sex a weapon to break all the ties of tradition. It rampages all parent-child relationship, family institutions, and social fabric and establish a most exasperating individualism. Now in the school, sex education does not include the positive intervention of schools or of other educational association, but it re-indicates strongly the unsubstitutable or of the parents and of the family atmosphere as the first and foremost factor, realizing that children and youth are so badly exposed to misrepresentation of sex that they are often the most global victims of sex abuse. Public authorities in some countries believe that they have solved the problem by favoring sex education in the school. Now, coming towards the individual persons, Sexuality is innate in the body and in all dimensions of a person as a whole. It, invol- it involves the total development of the body of a person in his physical and spiritual life, which will be reflected in his social relations. Now, in the society, another point of view is of the society, the whole of which needs to examine itself. Society should continue to question itself as to what kind of young women and men it should like to form for tomorrow. Next is importance of sexual life education. What is the right time to start sex education? The imparting of sex education at different stages and levels has been a subject of debate since long. However, in the conservative environment of Indian society, this matter has failed to gain a definite educational response. In our country, sexual health education is not only absent at the school and college level but is a grossly neglected subject even in the curricula of medical institutions. As far as the appropriate period for providing sexual health education is concerned, there is no fixed or definite time to start the process. Informal education can be started at any time when the child's curiosity makes their respective to conceptual inputs. As far as the formal education is concerned, sporadic work in the area has been done in the modest way. Educationists have been making conscious efforts to include relevant contents and suitable strategies in respect of sexual health education into the curriculum. We are aware that some aspects of sex education, particularly of physical components, have been incorporated in the syllabi and some of the textbook developed by the NCERT and also by some state government. Now coming towards the role of home in sexual health education. Children first learn about the sex and morals by observing the attitude and behavior of their parents and family members. The importance of a caring and loving relationship is often understood by the behavior patterns of children manifested at different stages of emotional and sexual development. Because during childhood, most of the learning is acquired by imitation. It is important for the parents to be aware of their roles and to impart positive sexual health education to the children. Children should no doubt be warned about the dangers of these problems, but at the same time, parents should not forget to acknowledge and explain that sex in its proper place is a good and wonderful thing. Parents should neither panic when children ask questions, nor should they express distress at seeing their children exploring their bodies. It is better to give the child basic information in a simple manner as the child grows up. It may also happen when the child may ask questions that are in conflict with the moral values. An understanding and positive explanation catering to their needs and satisfying their curiosity will reduce the risk and consequences of sexual ignorance. Even if parents occasionally respond a little more than the child capacity or level of understanding, it will only leave the door open for further communication. Sexual health education is important, but of greater importance is the fact that it is imparted from childhood onwards. Youngsters need to feel free to talk with parents about sex and sexuality even before puberty because by then they are already sexual beings. It just appears that the sexual orientation is a product of puberty, but in reality they are reflections of sexual norms well established in childhood and do not change much in later period. All these things happen because at this stage most of the learning style is through suggestions. Norm setting. Boys and girls begins to learn the morals and customs that are expected of them from their interaction with their parents, family and close relatives. Different cultures impose rules of different severity and maintain control of varying strengths. The young people are born to have secrets, feelings, and thoughts that may not reveal to the adult close to them. It is for those reasons that parents are not considered as the best communicators of information on sexuality and loving relationships. One can always learn and impart right education to the young people, especially at the time when there are endless challenges which affect the behavior pattern of young people. Next is the parental responsibility. Parents should inculcate a positive attitude on sexual health education in children. Strongly discourage tendencies towards developing unhealthy lifestyle in children. Provide a healthy home environment which is conducive to holistic growth of the child. Cooperate with the school in their attempts to encourage healthy lifestyles. Build relationship with school teachers and cooperate with their initiatives towards providing sexual health education. Encourage children to follow the instructions and guidance provided to them from the school on sexual matters. Cooperate with the community in its efforts at maintaining healthy environment. Provide children opportunity for sharing ideas regarding positive aspects of sexual health and encourage discussion at home between parents and children on such matters. Serve as role model for children's inspiration. Now coming towards the role of school and school teachers in sexual health education. Often, school programs have focused exclusively on didactic classroom-based activities where the teachers stand in front of the student and lecture them out body functions, do's and don'ts of behaviors and demographic issues. More successfully, school-based programs seek to encourage students in participatory and explanatory activities where they can actively take part in frank discussions about their thoughts and fears. In any school sexual health education program, it is important that the concept of responsibility be introduced so as to make personal health a thing to be proud of. The school provides adequate opportunities to the child for socializing with other people who matters in his or her life, such as peers, teachers and others who play various roles in the social situation. We have a large number of parents who do not have adequate knowledge on sex and sexuality. School is the right choice for providing educational opportunities to adolescents on that subject. Again, children usually tend to seek information from third party rather than their own parents. Responsibility of the child is the need and importance of acquiring adequate and right knowledge on sexual health. Know that unhealthy lifestyles lead to diseases. Participate in the process of sexual health learning initiated in the school. Carry home sexual health education message received in the school. Maintain a healthy lifestyle at the school and at a home. Learn to understand the importance of positive health. Next is the responsibility of school and teacher. School environment is conducive for providing positive sexual health education. Empower teachers to transmit sexual health related message. Next is develop teachers as role models of positive health. Next is interact as closely with students as necessary to observe and positively influence health related behavior. Now what are the strategies which the school and school teachers should adopt? There are many strategies that have been adopted in the field of school health service. They are as follows. First is the supervisory strategy. Second is the preventive health program. And third is the participatory strategy. Now, identify health needs of school children. Identification of specific components of school health program and prioritizing the specific activities. Next is evolving a plan of action, keeping in mind resources limitations. Next is the participation by students. This is one of the area which generally tends to be neglected under the misconception that students need only to be taught. However, if any education program is to bring about a change in the attitude and practices by the student, then the student themselves must be involved actively in the learning process. Although difficult, student participation is the only way out. The programs themselves must be designed in such a way that the students are always interacting and executing as much of the program components as possible. Next is the role of mass media in sexual health education. Mass media, particularly newspapers, magazines, journals, leaflets, televisions and radio have helped to provide information and create awareness among people about many sensitive and health related issues. Media can play a key role in creating awareness about the importance of sexual health education at a time when we are faced with the sexually transmitted killer diseases like HIV and AIDS. Sexual health education program, whether at school or in the community where illiteracy and ignorance exist, need to make use of every method of communication to impart accurate and complete knowledge on the subject. Bringing about a change in the behavior of people through sexual health education is not easy and is even more difficult when it is related to issues that are personal and sensitive in nature. Educating the people on sexual health can be effectively carried out by removing many misconceptions and ignorance through a well-designed communication system. Most people think of media as press, cinema, radio and television. These are called mass media or big media. They are big because of large audience. They address vastness of their production, involvement of large capital, equipment and qualified personnel. Group media or mini media or small media instead are not only small in size but are economical, easy to use and easily portable. Following are the kinds of group media. These are posters, collage, banner, mural, flip charts, flashcards, broadcast media, telecast media, cinema, print media, etc. Role now coming towards the negative impact of media. With the advent of satellite communication network, internet and other technological advancement along with exposure to foreign media, our young people are faced with a lot of challenges at home, in the school and within the society. Certainly, the young mind is made to drift away from family values, social values, traditional practices and moral values which were being held in high esteem by the Indian message. Today, with the fast changing social lifestyle, young people need guidance and support to recognize right and wrong and to choose healthy lifestyles. Now in the last, there are a few questions which are based on this session. Question number 1. List the parental responsibilities in imparting sexual health education. And question number 2 is, what is the role of broadcast media in health education program? That's all for this session. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.